Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Oh, what a brilliant goal! What a fabulous goal from David Bell.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, I'm Miles Cannon. I'm your host for this evening. It's Thursday night. We've got a Friday night game under the lights. And you know what? I don't think they're going to need to water the pitch because we have had that much rain this month. It's just been ridiculous. It's finally stopped. But every time I say that, when I'm sat here, it absolutely lashing it down. But let's just hope it stays nice and dry, ready for tomorrow night, because we don't want to be up there on a Friday night in the cold and in the wet. We don't want to be wet sitting there, do we? Now, listen, before we get the show going, just a reminder, the George and John appeal, statue appeal, there is the bank details there for the Sky Blues in the community, or in our description, you will find a link that takes you through to the GoFundMe page, and you can donate on there. Don't forget, you can donate as little as £5. That's not even the price of a pint at the match. So if you've got a spare fiver in your pocket, please have a little go at that and put that little bit of money in there for the statue. And if you've got £500, that will get your name on the statue as well. It hasn't moved much this week, to be honest, unless the page isn't updating. I'm not too sure, but it's at 22,256. And I'm sure it was like that on Sunday, and I'm sure it was like that last Thursday. I think the page is broken, but please, if you can, £5, that would be absolutely amazing. Right, let's get the show on the go. We've got loads coming up tonight. We've got Spot the Ball. I was going to do Guess the Ground, but we're going to save that for Sunday for Ken. So Ken's going to have Guess the Ground, and Ken will have a Guess the Gate. I'll also have a Guess the Gate tonight for tomorrow night. And also, we've got Guess the Crest is back. So we've got 3 crests. Need you to guess what they are. Don't put the answers on the screen. Have a guess. Think how many you've got right. Just put an answer down, 1, 2, or 3. And then later on in the show, we'll give you the answers. Also, don't forget, we've got Spot the Ball. Now, let's get, before we get a guest on, here's one of our winners, Ralph Wiggins. There he is. He got his mug. Ken dropped it off around his house the other day. There he is with his nice pink and blue away shirt. To be honest, that's not my favourite shirt, but he looks rather smart in that with his Peaky Blinders hat as well. I think he's copying me there, the old Peaky Blinders. But yeah, there he is with his mug. So happy congratulations. And there has been other mugs sent out as well. So if you have won a prize, Ken has sent all the prizes out, which is great. Right, let's get the show going. Let's get Ken Stewart in first. Good evening, Ken. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Miles. Good evening, all. Hope we're well.
You had a good week? Good week?
Yeah, not too bad, apart from the weather, mate. Bit frustrating, the weather. Yeah.
How was it for you because you're driving around all day, 350 miles a day you drive?
Yeah.
How is it for you driving around?
Very frustrating, mate, when you get stuck in traffic, and I don't like the spray and the rain. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible, but it's hopefully be on its way out, and the sunshine will be back soon in the next few months.
Let's hope so. And you never know. Spring is round the corner. I think it's about 7 days away. First day of spring. So we can all
spring is in the air. Spring is in the air.
It is definitely. You know what that means, don't you? We're going to get snow. Right, let's get Claudio on. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening. Good evening, Miles. Good evening, Ken.
Evening. You all right?
I tell you, life is hard, isn't it? Driving around the rain in a Jag. Hey?
Land Rover.
Oh, is it Land Rover?
I hear that.
150 grand Land Rover is driving around in the other day.
And I'm on my little Citroen. Yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I'll tell you what. I'm really buzzing because I can't wait till Friday night. I can't do the Saturday. Got to get the game in. And then we've got another on Monday. It's brilliant. Love it.
It's just brilliant having. I love Friday night under the lights, especially at home. I think it's just electric.
Well, we've got two games on the trot under the lights, haven't we now? Monday as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's see what the old team selection is going to be over the next couple of games. And don't forget, if you Mark Cunningham said, is that a new mug? Ken, is that a new mug?
That's a newish one. Yeah, that's the one with
Newish
a
one.
tavern on as well. It's got a tavern on. It's got the it's just a different one from the others.
Okay, cool. So we'll see what the team selection is going to be like over the next couple of games and see what goes from there. But we'll have a little chat about Mark Robbins' interview. I've listened to it when I got home, and I'm very intrigued in what he said. So we'll talk about that. And then 8 o'clock, we've got our Preston fan coming on, and he will be talking about Preston. That's where we'll talk about the Preston game. But before that, we have got a special guest tonight. It's his debut. And I'll tell you something, we're going to get him on because he's part of Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club, and he does all their social media, and he's a great lad. I've just been chatting to him backstage. He's absolutely brilliant. He's just been rearranging his room, so he's tidied up, swept everything underneath his rug so you can't see all the mess, but and shoved it all in the wardrobe. You could see the door opening in the background because he's put it all in there. But we're going to get him on anyway. Let's get Jack in. Good evening, Jack.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for revealing all my secrets, Miles.
Evening.
That's all right, mate. No worries at all. How the devil are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. It's been a weird week having no midweek game for the first time in 11 years, but yeah, we've got Friday night, like you say, we've got Monday night, so 2 games in quick succession to look forward to.
Definitely. Now, listen, Jack, we've got you on here. You're part of Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club, but before we talk about that, tell everyone that's watching, we've got a great number watching already. So thank you very much for tuning in to Sky Blue Fans TV. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you really like the channel, click in the link in the description. You can buy us a coffee. That'd be much appreciated. So Jack, tell us a bit. How did you get involved with Coventry City and supporting them?
My dad's followed them for forever. As far as he's been following them since the early 80s, maybe even late 70s. I was never really into football when I was too young, but I don't really know what got me into it. Just slowly over time, started following them. I started properly going in 2015-16. So we got Adam Armstrong, Joe Cole, that amazing team that never got promoted. Started watching them, and obviously we were brilliant going forward, scoring lots of goals, and I've never looked back, basically. Got a season ticket a couple of years later, and now I'm going to every away game as well, if possible. So I'm stuck, stuck as a Cov fan.
It's an addiction, isn't it? If you miss a game, you feel like you're letting the team down, don't you?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I've tried to go to every game I can. We missed the 2 around Christmas, Sunderland and Middlesbrough. I was on holiday, so I missed 3 away games in September. But other than that, I go to every single one that I possibly can get to.
And you know what you're doing wrong there, don't you? You need to book your holidays around the international break, then you'll be fine.
I've got a family wedding in Canada. I couldn't avoid it.
They could have done it video stream while you're at the football. Now, you're part of Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club. How did that come about?
So my dad lives in Stratford, and one of the lads that sort of runs the group, Mark, he had a pub in Stratford. It was our local, so we got to know him through that. We had an event. They had an event there just before COVID, or just after COVID when we won the league. We got the League One trophy there. We signed up on that day, not knowing that lockdown was going to last for 2 years, like it did, or no football. And then when all the lockdown finished and we started going back to games properly, they run a few minibuses. Just went to the odd one every couple of months with them, and that's it. We liked the crack. We enjoyed the day out, basically. And then I've offered to help in where I can help. Ended up running all the social media pages. Have been doing that for just under a year. Again, it's like an addiction. Once you get involved, you don't want to leave.
Yeah. Do you want another role? Do you want to do our social medias? We need a social media guru.
Well, I feel like it's a full-time job just running one page on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram anyway, but we'll see. We'll see how things go.
It is. It's an absolute nightmare trying to keep on top of everything, especially with all the news that comes in and everything else. It really does take its toll, doesn't it?
Yeah, again, it's like a full-time job, just reading it just so you can help pass on the message.
Yeah, and if you work full time as well, it just makes it extra difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, listen, before we carry on, we're going to get Spot the Ball up. Now, have you played Spot the Ball before on here, Jack?
I can't say I have, if I'm honest.
Okay, I'll tell you the rules. You just got to spot where the ball is.
Okay.
Okay, here you go. So
What?
Ken took this picture at Stoke last weekend. Thank you, Ken, for making your way to Stoke. Where is the ball? So let's have a little go at this then. We'll come to you first, Ken, because you took the photo. Let's see if you know where the ball is.
Can't remember now. Okay, I'll go for 21.
21. Where's 21? Where's
Boys.
21?
By his foot.
That's 11. Oh, there, by that foot. Yeah, 21. Okay. Right, 21. Okie dokie. Claudio.
Ooh, 12.
12. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Number 12. Okay. And Jack, your debut. Come on, have a guess. Where do you think the ball is?
I'm torn between 9 and 10. I'm gonna go.
You can only have one.
I'm gonna go 10. I'll go 10.
Number 10. Okay. Right then. Number 10 for Jack. Wonderful. Excellent stuff. So get your guesses in, guys. I think Ken's writing them all down. So, yeah, get your guesses in. Also, tonight, if you want to have a little go, if you're already having a guess on this, guess the gate for tomorrow. Have a guess what the gate might be tomorrow. Let's ask the panel. Let's ask the panel what they think the gate's going to be tomorrow night. So, Preston at home, they've opened up blocks 10, 11, 12, and 13, is it, behind the goal, I think? Ken, what do you reckon the gate might be tomorrow night?
Well, I think we'll have a big crowd there. I think we're looking at 20, I'd say about 25,000 around that mark.
Dead on 25?
I'll go dead on 25, yeah.
Okay. Claudio, have a guess?
I reckon 24 100.
25 100.
24 100.
Oh, 24 100. Okay. Jack, have a guess? Because you could win a mug.
Oh, nice. I'll go 26. I'll go 26k just to push the boat
26.
out.
Okay. I'm going to go 27,269. There you go. That's what I'm going for tomorrow night. Have a little go at that. Why not? So we've got any guesses coming in? We've got some guesses coming through the door at the moment. Yeah. Oh, look at all these guesses coming in. That's brilliant stuff. Now, this Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club, I'm a member of it as well, which is good. You still run coaches, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much every weekend away game and home game as well. We midweeks not so much. It kind of depends on numbers. I mean, Friday night we did Sheffield Wednesday in the cup. Yeah, we're doing West Brom as well next week. So we've got 25 odd people, I believe, booked on for that one. So yeah, we still go to as many games as we can. We do different size mini buses all the way up to a coach. Just depends on the sort of numbers of fans that want to go.
And with the coach, where do you like get the coach from? Is there a certain drop off and pick up, or have you got a couple of drop offs and pickups?
Yeah, so we pick up at Leamington train station and the Nelson Club in Warwick. They're the two drop offs. It can, again, depends on size of coach and stuff. We can do slightly more localized drop offs if need be. Again, if it's a big coach, it's not going to get around tiny little housing estates, but we try and help out people where we can. If we can drop them closer to where they live, then fantastic.
And I mean, what's been your memorable moment of being with the Leamington supporters and all your time of supporting the city? What's been the best thing that's ever happened during your time following the mighty Sky Blues?
I think that's an easy one for me. It's Blackpool away with the supporters club. It was a great trip up there. We stopped at a pub in Preston. We had a few beers, obviously nice meal. Got to the ground, battered them 4-1, and the minibus home was just non-stop karaoke for about 3 hours with the beers flowing. So that was always a good one. We since now we've ended up buying a speaker for the supporters club. We take that on the coach, so we've got music going up and down to games. So that keeps the atmosphere going. So they're all good now, but that's the specific one that I remember sort of kick-started the musical away days.
And I mean, being on a minibus, you got to stop off, I suppose, haven't you?
Yeah. We always try and go to a pub on if the game's Saturday 3:00. We always try and go for a meal. We did at Stoke. We stopped at a Wetherspoons, just sort of half an hour away from the ground. That's their aim. We aim to get to the ground for about 2:00, so we can still soak up the atmosphere. Maybe even get a pre-match pint if people want to. But it's a good away day all round.
And if anyone's listening now within Stratford, Leamington, Warwick, Kenilworth, and they want to join, how can they join this club now?
Well, drop us a DM, drop us an email. Any is fine. I get back to all the DMs. I mostly just sort of push you to the emails to officially sign up, I suppose. So Facebook page is Leamington and Warwick CCFC Supporters Club. Our Instagram is lemwarwick CCFC Supporters. Twitter is at LWCCSC. Yeah,
like it is on your thing there, LWCCFC.
Yeah, and the email is lwccfc1@gmail.com. So contact us in any of those. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. And yeah, we can get you on board from there.
Brilliant. And you mentioned earlier about Joe Cole playing for us and Adam Armstrong. Were you there for the Barnsley game when Joe Cole come off the bench and scored with his first kick, a free kick?
I wasn't at that game, unfortunately. I just started with Saturday home games at that point, so I missed that one. It was a midweek one.
Wow.
No, I didn't see that wonder free kick to kick off his City career, but followed after that.
It was great. I was there with Will, my lad. He was young at the time, and when he come on the pitch, it was his first kick of the ball, I think, literally. And I said to him, "You watch him bang this in," and it went in. I was like, "Oh God, get in, Joe Cole! Happy days, get in." Now we got Claudio with us as well tonight, the old encyclopedia of Coventry City, just below Jim Brown. Jim Brown's way ahead of him. You know what I mean? Way up to Jim Brown, miles ahead of him. But Claudio, your old man was involved with the old Leamington supporters, weren't he?
Yeah, started off in Warwick in the 76, 77 season. It was the Warwick and Leamington supporters then. Some of the lads are still going on the coach now, which is amazing. Yeah, we started it back then. I mean, we used to have players come to the King's Head in Warwick. Terry Yorthing, Wallace, Mick Ferguson, Gary Thompson, who had on the other week. Yeah, I mean, it's a great setup. I mean, unfortunately, at one stage we had 200 members. Then COVID kicked in and it kind of dispersed a bit, really. And we kind of restarted. But I mean, you got Southern Supporters Club, Bedworth and Nuneaton, Rugby, London. There's even the Camden Supporters Club now. They all do. The guys who run the supporters club do a great job because they organise the tickets for fans. Depending on what kind of sponsorship deal you got with the club, you get a certain amount of tickets, not given, prioritised basically, but you have to be a season ticket to have that ticket. And to be fair, I would say most lads who go with Leamington Warwick are in that category of where you could get a ticket anyway if you went on your own. So it's not like you're outdoing anybody. It's just more organised. And whoever does the ticketing has to give all the numbers as well. So it's a big job. It's not. I mean, I don't know how Bedworth do it. They've got so many members. The guys who run that supporters club are doing an incredible job, I think. But hopefully next season, I think it's on the horizon that Leamington Warwick will be sponsoring players and stuff. So hopefully we'll get it back up and running, get the meetings going as well, which is I think has been missed actually. But I mean, your brother. I mean, after my dad did it, it sort of. We moved away from Warwick, went to Bubnall. It sort of died a bit, and your brother Jason sort of revitalised it in the mid-90s. I remember that. He tried to get it off the ground again. And then when we dropped down into League Two, Juggy Chima, Paul Howes, Simon Champion, a few other guys locally got it up and going again and got fans to the away games, the League Two matches especially. And we had some fantastic players' evenings, before all these other clubs started up again. And it's brilliant. I think it's great. I mean, now you've got Mark, who helps organise. Andy Hickson sorts the tickets out. I mean, it's a hell of a job. You don't really, people thank them, but they don't thank them enough as far as I'm concerned, because they're doing an incredible job. And also, you got like Jack's dad, who, when the driver doesn't turn up, drives the minibus and gets the fans there, which is, that's an undertaking. We went to Sheffield Wednesday the other night, just to, I'll do the driving, which is fantastic. I mean, that's what it's all about.
He did Middlesbrough last game of the season, and obviously we got the point to get into the playoffs against Middlesbrough. And on the way home, we were going, "Do you want to drive again next week?" And he did. So he drove to Middlesbrough twice in 10 days.
I think all these guys and women as well, because when my dad started the club, there's a woman called Jean Eden. She was the secretary, and I've still got the programs, as you know, and it's got like, do you want to join the Warwick and Leamington Supporters Club? Contact. It's got the old pub numbers and all that. And it's brilliant, and it's great to have these people who just help out, and all they're doing it for, they're not doing it for themselves. They're doing it trying to get people to games, especially the home matches, because just to get there and have a drink, and you get dropped off on your doorstep pretty much on the way home.
The home matches are a nightmare to get to, especially from Leamington. I mean, the trains, as you probably know, Jack, the trains aren't very reliable with that train station there, which is about time someone needs to step in and sort this out, because the trains are absolutely dreadful from the ground and to the ground. Every hour for a train is absolutely ridiculous. When they have a concert on, they can put 6 or 7 trains on every hour. They can just keep rotating the train up and down the line. So someone needs to be sorting that out. But like you just said, though, Jack, Claudio said about your dad driving the minibus, I want to ask the question, how does he cope with Steve Ball, the fish, on the coach? Because I don't know how he copes with Steve. He drinks that much. I've never known anyone. You must have to stop the minibus every 5 minutes with Steve on it.
To be fair, I think the couple of games he's driven, Steve hasn't come from memory.
Oh, that's right.
when we get, we get a 31-seater coach sometimes, that's got a toilet on board, so he's all right.
I think the funniest instant was Millwall away, where he needed the toilet, and my lad Luca, and I think somebody else wanted the loo as well, and they just stopped in the middle of a high street in London, and we looked like we were going to be late for the game, and the 3 of them ran into a Chinese restaurant and just made a beeline for the toilet, and I think they thought they were going to get raided, and they're all like screaming, going, "What's going on? What's going on?" They're just queuing up for the loo. Get there, and there's one toilet, and they're using like the chef's toilet.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I want to bring this comment up because this is a real nice comment. Simon Hargreaves, I'm a Cov fan living in Bicester, Oxfordshire, and joined the supporters club and loved all the guys. So there you go, Jack. Absolutely fantastic comment there for you. So,
very nice point.
Brilliant job you're doing. Brilliant job. And, let's hope there'll be meetings soon in the near future. And, we can all get back to going and, having a little chat around the table, and maybe, some players there, some players meets or ex-players. You never know. Vic is here. I'm sorry, Vic. I missed you. I didn't see you sneak in down the bottom there. When did you sneak in?
I've been here since the beginning.
Vicky, I'm sorry. I've just clocked you. I'm really sorry, Vic. But welcome, Vic. Meet Jack from Leamington Supporters Club.
I've been listening to Jack. Hi, Jack. You all right?
Hello. Yeah, good, thanks.
He's going to do our social medias for us.
No promises. No promises.
Take the time away from us, Vic. How are you, Vic? You all right?
Yeah, picking up. Looking forward to tomorrow. So, yeah, it's all good.
Good. And how's Bob? Is he better now? Is he feeling better?
Getting better, thanks.
Good. Excellent stuff. Now, listen, Vic, we got Spot the Ball, and then we get on to some comments. Claudio's going to get comments up for us. So here we go, Vic. Let's get you Spot the Ball in.
I'm
Let's
going
have a
number
little go.
7, please.
Number 7. Okay. And guess the gate, Vic. Guess the gate.
22,700.
Okay. Got that down. That's
Do
brilliant.
we know? Do we
Well,
know how many Preston fans are coming?
about one, I think.
Oh, can I lower my answer?
Yeah, of course you can if you want to change it. I'll let you change it.
No, I'll stick with it.
Oh, I've just rubbed it out now. Heck.
Sorry. I was only
20.
joking.
Right, 26. Okay. Right, get your guesses in, guys. Get your guesses in. Right, let's have a little go at this then. Let's have a little go at this. Ken, sitting there patiently. Let's have a little crack at this then. Right. Guess the crest. Don't tell us the crest. Don't tell us the name of the crest. Guess how many you think you've got right. So tell me if you got 1, 2, or 3. So have a look at those crests. See what you think. Now, these are old crests. They're not modern crests. They're old crests. Had a little bit of a fish around. And these are 3 clubs. Now, let's have a little go. Ken, how many do you think you got right?
2.
2.
2, I think, yeah.
Okay. Claudio?
Definitely 2.
Definitely 2. Now, I reckon Jack could get all 3.
I would
So I
like
reckon
to have a guess at the third one, but I'm confident with 2. But I'll go for. I'll have a stab at 3. Why not?
Good lad. Good lad. And Vicky, I know Vicky's going to get all 3.
I'm not. That third one, I'm not sure on. The first 2, so I'm going to go 2.
2. Okay. I'm going to go 3.
I should hope so. You don't know the
So-
trouble.
No, yeah, exactly. So tell us, people, don't tell us who they are. Just say how many you think you got right. Right. So please don't tell us what they are. Just tell us how many you think you've got right out of the 3 if you're having a go online. Right, we've got some comments coming in then, Claudio.
We have.
Go on in.
Comment
Let's
off
crack on.
guard. Ever the professional.
Go on then.
Right. Here we go then. That's an evening all from Catty Cads. I'll run through the evening alls quickly. Mark Cunningham, evening all at PUSB. Gary 7, evening everyone. Same from Cov Andy. And from Janet. And
Oh, good
you live
evening.
and die in these towns, evening people, PUSB.
Is that it?
No, there's more.
Go on then.
We've got loads of evening alls.
Brilliant. Evening all, everyone.
Evening all, yes. Emergency vehicle products. He's using his works
Who's
account.
that?
I
Come
can't
on,
work
Jack.
out who that is.
Who's
Sorry.
that?
Sorry.
Come on, Jack from Leamington Rock Supporters Club. I can tell you that is. That's I'll get there in a minute. Paul Garner. That's Paul Garner, that is.
Oh, nice one.
What's emergency vehicle products?
They deal with products for emergency vehicles.
Never.
That says on the tip.
If they, hold on, 2 seconds, hold on. If they want to sponsor us next season, get in touch with us. Emails going across the bottom. We'd really appreciate it. There you go. Because it'd go well with Central Health and Safety, wouldn't it? Emergency products go well with Wayne's company, Health and
It would.
Safety. There you are. So if you want to sponsor us, get in touch with us.
We live and
got
die
2
in these towns.
Yeah.
Very difficult game tomorrow night against a good Preston side. Will be interesting to see what kind of team Robbins picks tomorrow night. We'll chat about that in a bit, won't we? When our Preston man gets here.
I'm dreading it.
Lee Beckett, 3 games under the lights. PNE,
Oh.
Maidstone, West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, brilliant. Can't wait. 3 nights. Yes. Love it under the lights.
Mark
I'll tell you a
Cunningham.
story about Under the Lights. I don't know if I said this before. I went to Anfield, my first visit to Anfield, right? And it was midweek. Went up there. It was raining. It was horrible. And I always wanted to go to Anfield, you know, like you do. Everyone wants to go to Anfield, wants to go to Liverpool. And walked up out on the steps, walked out, seen the cop at the far end. and the lights were shining on a soaking wet pitch. It was absolutely amazing. I was like I was gobsmacked. It was just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There you go. Told you.
Mark Cunningham, being a Sky Blues in the blood.
Yeah, sure is.
Wayne Littlewood, Claudio should be your guru on social media. He's a star on the forum. I don't know about that. I think some people call me something else, not a star, that's for sure. We've got loads of guesses on the spot the ball and the gates. I won't go through them all, there's just too many. But we've
Yeah, we won't do that.
And I think we're there, aren't we? Well,
Yeah.
We've got one more.
Go on, then.
This is what we're going to probably cover in a moment. Gordon Tullyhart, listen to MK interview once, should be the Mark Robbins interview on YouTube. Have to say what a great manager he is. He never runs the opposition down, never criticises the players. He would never treat a player like Michael Beale.
Yeah, or what? Troy Deeney.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
So they're the comments up to now.
Okay, brilliant. Now, I just mentioned about a night walking out into a ground. Ken,
Yes.
is there a ground that you've ever been to that you went, wow?
Now you put me on the spot. Probably when I first went there, I'd say probably somewhere like Arsenal, the new Arsenal ground, the Emirates.
Yeah.
When we went there in the cup. That was the first real new ground I went to. You know, the part of the new era, if you like.
Mm.
All the ones prior to that were older ones, but yeah, I'd say Arsenal's new Emirates, Arsenal's ground. I'd say.
Yeah, and Vicky, anywhere you've been that you've walked up the steps, you've walked out to look at the pitch, and you've gone, wow.
I'm trying to think. I suppose the trouble is a lot of this is to do with the occasion. I mean, in some ways, the first time I really had that feeling was at Highfield Road, like first ever game, and you walk out and it just knocks you away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I've ever had that feeling anywhere else the same as much as that. I can't think off the top of my head anyway. So yeah, probably that is the main one.
And you, Jack, what about you? Was it walking out of the CBS?
I'd say Brighton and Hove Albion when we had them in the 5th round of the Cup.
Yeah.
It was, you can see it from the main road going past it. It looked phenomenal when it was being built. And then all of a sudden we get a draw there and it's like, it's a proper nice, brand new stadium, padded seats. Not that we sat down much that game, but it was a nice luxury and it was a lovely place.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it there. It was good, weren't it? It was really good. We stopped off. We went with Sky Blue Army and stopped off in a little town just outside. It was blooming brilliant. And Claudio, what about you?
I've got two. One empty, one full.
Go on, Ed.
The empty one was the Azteca in Mexico City. I was on holiday and we just managed to stop the coach and we just walked in. They let us in. I couldn't believe it. I mean, to be honest, it looks spectacular on television more than it does when you actually see it in real life. But it's just huge, But 1990, I was at the World Cup for 5 weeks, and Italy, England, the 3rd and 4th place at Bari Stadium, which was brand new. And when you walked in, they dug the stadium into the ground, and all you could see was the roof, and it was like a spaceship. It was just, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's a wreck now because they didn't upkeep it at all. And it just looked incredible, and the right outcome as well, because it was a 2-1 win. Anyway.
Yeah. Listen, we've got Joey, excuse me, we've got Joey sitting in the background waiting to come on. We'll get him on very shortly. There's just a few comments coming on their favourite grounds, Claudio. Can you pop them up there?
I will do. We've got Gower 87 mentioned Old Trafford for me, 2007. What a ground! But my first time at Highfield Road will always live in my memory.
Yeah.
We live and die. It's gone for Emirates, Old Trafford, St James, or Anfield for me. And Paul Hughes, wow, grounds, Ajax Stadium, the old Wembley to see England play on a school trip against Brazil. 1-1, Kevin Keegan scored. It was my non-boyhood hero as a non-COV player, he was. Mark Cunningham, exactly, Vicky, Highfield Road when I was 6 for a night game. And it goes without saying, Highfield Road would be there for most of us, to be honest. Really want, we'll live and die in these towns. Really want to go to Spurs' new stadium, even though it's a new stadium. The stands are close to the pitch, unlike most new stadiums. I've been told this. I've got a mate of mine who's a Spurs fan, and he does say it's incredible. It's better than you think. Looks.
I think
we're there. Oh, someone's booked. Oh, sorry, no.
I think we'll get about 10,000 if we went to Spurs. So
I know.
Yeah,
what's that?
Sylvester,
QPR.
like QPRs, you're right on the pitch. We've got loads of Highfield Road. Dave Brannigan, another one for Old Trafford. Christopher Baker. Mine was Old Trafford for grounds visitors, but nothing will ever beat Highfield Road. I'll go. Robin Fletcher said Camp Nou. Rob Nichols, wow, ground, Wimbledon Plough Lane. Wow, what a dump. Yes.
My favourite one, though, my favourite one is emergency vehicle products. Don't forget, if you want to sponsor us, please do. Certainly was not Bristol.
Which Bristol?
Which one, Rovers or City?
Rovers, miles worse, surely.
Right then, listen, we're gonna have a quick ad break. Then Joey's gonna come on. We're gonna have a little chat about Preston, the up and coming game tomorrow. So we'll be back very, very shortly. Won't be long, guys.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. Jack's got his old bucket hat on now. Fair play to you. Yes, I'm Miles Cannon. I'm joined tonight by Ken Stewart. I've got Claudio, Vicky, and Jack from the Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club. We're having a good old chat there about different grounds and Guess the Gate and everything else. If you want to have a go at Guess the Gate, please do. Get your guesses in, and you could win yourself a prize. We've got Spot the Ball and Guess the Crest as well. When I get the crests up, please don't mention the names of the clubs. Please just guess how many you think you got right. It'd be great if you don't mind. Now, before we get Joey on from Preston, just a quick reminder. Don't forget, we've got the statue appeal for George and John. You got the link in our description for GoFundMe page. £5. It's not even the price of a beer at the ground. So come on. I'm sure you can spare 1 pint just to go towards the statue for George and John. They're about 60,000 short, so we could really do with a real big push for this. Got till end of the year to get the monies going. So if you can get just spare £5, that'd be brilliant. Also, we had Jack Thomas on last week. He was promoting his MMA fight, which is for charity for the Arthritis Foundation. He's doing it because his mum's got arthritis, and he is having his first fight on Saturday, 13th of April. You can head over to the website, which is at the where's it at again? Not the Empire. What's the other one?
The
Rialto, that's it. And you get your tickets there. Get my teeth in. Get your tickets at ultratickets.co.uk. God blimey. Too much going on tonight. Too much going on. Right, let's talk about Preston then. Shall we introduce our guest? He's finally offered to come on. Fair play to him. Thank you so much, Joey. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for coming on, and thanks for being patient by waiting in the background there. Thank you. Now, listen, every guest comes on. We do spot the ball. I'll tell you the rules. Just spot the ball. Where do you think it is? You can win yourself a prize here, Joey. So before we start, have a guess where you think the ball is.
I'm going to go with number 12.
Number 12. Okay. And guess the gate tomorrow. Have a guess the gate.
See, I mean, I know you sell out more than you used to, so I would have at one point probably said about 15,000, but I was a lot more than that these days, isn't it? So I'm going to say, I don't exactly know how much you're on these days, but I'm going to say 24,500.
Okay.
I don't know if that is near the ballpark where you're at. I mean, it's a Friday night game, so it might be a bit less, and we're not bringing as much as we would have on Saturday either.
Yeah, no, that's it. So yeah, it will be a long journey for you guys.
Yeah.
And one more before we go into it. Just guess. Don't guess the name of the badges. Just say how many you think you've got right.
How many do you think I've got right, sir?
Yeah. How many do you think you know? Don't say the badge. Don't say the club.
I'd say 2. Right there.
2. Okie doke. 2. Brilliant stuff. Oh, thanks again, as I said, and thanks for sitting in the background just for a minute. Tell us a bit how you got involved with Preston and why you love them so much.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship, but yeah, I've supported them since I was a little kid because my dad, obviously from Preston as well. Don't live there anymore, but I'm still a season ticket holder. I live in London, so it's a bit of a trek to go back for the games. I try and make as many as I can, but probably been to more away games this year. But yeah, it's been had a lot of ups and downs, and lots of just sort of averageness, which even again, I think will probably be the story of the season. This season, we finished 11th for the 11th time, probably. So yeah, it's a community for me. It's a strong community. I love how you just go to away games. You know everyone, so I won't change it for a while. But yeah, it is slightly depressing that we just never seem to have any ambition just to go that one step further to the Premier League.
But I mean, your form at the moment. I mean, you're knocking on the door. If we win tomorrow, which is a big if we beat Preston tomorrow, and you know our record against Preston, which we've got the guru here who's bound to tell us a little bit later on. But I mean, if we do, we'll have a gap between us, a big gap. So it might just knock your hopes off of getting in there. But your form lately, you've been performing really well, haven't you?
Yeah, it's come to a bit of a shock, really, because I think the fans were sort of pretty much low out for a good period. And then suddenly we've unbeaten in 5. We've got a few very good results against Ipswich, away at Cardiff. And I'm not sure the fans are fully turned, but it's definitely the right direction. I think he's almost sort of realised our best player is Mads Frøkjær Jensen, who he was sort of ignoring for large parts of the season. He came in at the start of the season and he scored 2, I think, and got a few assists, and he looked the deal. And then I think he went off a bit of form, which I think you expect for a player coming from Denmark. And now he's brought him back in, and I think that's been the difference. Having 2 up front as well has been the difference. Liam Miller as well. At the moment we've got a really exciting forward line. We're still very dodgy at the back, and that's changed, and we are still leaking goals. But I think if we get that right, then there is a chance. But for me, I think that would be our sort of pitfall, because I mean, look at who we're playing at left wing back and right wing back now. It's whoever really. It's right wing back Brad Potts is injured, so we've just put in centre mids in there. We're just trying everyone there, and Liam Miller's switched from left wing back to right wing back, and he's quite an attacking player himself. So whether he's a wing back himself is questionable. So yeah, I think good form, but whether it's sustainable, I'm not 100% sure. We did it at the start of the season. I think we won 6 in a row, and we were top of the league, and then we just went for a complete reverse. So I think this sort of form we're having now is probably going to be similar. I like to think we can extend it for a few more games just to keep with the promotion chase, but there's some tough games, including yourselves and Hull away coming up. So sorry, I think it's Hull at home. Sorry, coming up. So the 2 teams around us, and if we don't get anything from either of those, then I think it'd be beach time for the players.
I mean, you mentioned about injuries there. I mean, we've got loads of injuries in midfield. We got our key midfielders out for 6 to 8 weeks. It's been 3 weeks, so he still isn't going to be back. Ben Sheaf, Jamie Allen got an elbow in the face, cracked his cheekbone. He's had titanium put in there. So we got injury worries in the middle. You mentioned about the back. Are you really short then at the back?
I would say, I mean, the wing back positions are the ones I'm worried about, especially coming up against Hadji Wright, because he plays on left. I know it's our right wing back position. It's Liam Miller, and Liam Miller and Hadji Wright are very similar players, so you wouldn't expect Liam Miller to be marking that sort of player. He is skillful and he's quick and he's really good going forward, but defensively he can be quite suspect, and he's playing on his weaker foot side. So that does worry me. That really does worry me. That's probably our biggest issue at the moment. And obviously, I think Freddie Woodman's underperformed this season and not had a great season by all accounts, because he was one of the best keepers in the league last year, I'd probably say, along with your keeper, who's also probably had a bit of a down season. You know, when I remember coming to Deepdale this season, made a bit of mare between the games. So I don't think it's a season for keepers this year. But yeah, I mean, there's Liam Lindsay. I think he's always solid. So he's solid, but then he's still quite slow. So he got a bit cut out by a bit of pace against Blackburn. So again, any pacey players you've got, that's a worry. And yeah, Hughes and Story, again, both solid players, but a bit susceptible for a bit of a mistake, or just not marking properly, or not getting that header in. So yeah, it is our worry. It's our issue at the moment, because I think going forward, I think we're probably the most clinical team in the league. I think we must be. I mean, I think I got a stat where it's like 100, and this was before the Blackburn game, where we were slightly less clinical, but it was 101 shots on target and 42 goals or 43 goals, which is like almost a goal every other shot on target. So, that side of things I'm not as worried about. Will Keane's one of the best sort of goals per minute record in the league. So yeah, I think we've got goals. So I'm not worried about that side of things. But yeah, defensively, that's where it's going to let us down, if anything.
Now, you just said about Keane there. Is he the main key player we've got to look out for then tomorrow night?
I mean, to be fair, he's probably been a bit quieter the last few games, and other people have stepped up. I mean, you look at Emil Rees-Jacobson, who's got 3 and 3 now, and technically it would have been 4 and 4. I think just unlucky with one of the Ipswich players just knocking into his own net as he was about to. So he's actually our form striker at the minute, not Will Keane. I think Keane's actually not scoring 3, which is unusual for him. So it's good that other players are stepping up, and Reese he's always involved, and he's come back from a really long injury. I think it was over a year he was out, and he did look a bit rusty as you expect when he came back, but now he's looking, if anything, sharper than before his injury. He looks like he's really trimmed down and got into shape, and also just looking an absolute threat, and just his high pressing is really impressive. And I think with Keane, he does the same thing. So I know you like to play at the back as well, and I think that's the sort of thing you need to be worried about, because we are recently anyway. We've been really good at pressing high, and I think a few teams have succumbed to that, especially Ipswich. I think all 3 goals came from that pressing. So he's definitely one to worry about. I'd say Reese at the minute, and his Danish counterpart Mads Frøkjær Jensen, who's just absolutely unbelievable to watch at the minute. His skill, his awareness, his way how to find a pass, his vision. He's been absolutely outstanding. He had some critics from Lowe for not doing the defensive bit. I mean, he's a centre attacking mid, but he did have critics from that. But even that, he's sort of improved already. So he's looking like the all-round complete player. So I think it's the Danish too that you need to be worried about in a minute, just because Keane's slightly off form, but he still gets involved. He still puts himself about.
Now, listen, I was worried about tomorrow night before the show. Now I'm even more worried about tomorrow night. Now you've just mentioned that. I don't want to go. I'm going to stay at Dylan's DJing, I think. Forget it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Sims is on form for you now, isn't he? So, he's got 2 and 2. And he's I mean, I know he's not had the best of seasons, but we know from his Sunderland time that he can finish. And I think getting 2 and 2, it builds that confidence. So, I'm a bit worried about that. As I said before, Hadji Wright as well. I think he always scores against us, and he's got like I say, up against a player who's not right-footed and also not actually really a defender. So I'm also worried. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, is what I'd predict.
Now, I want to talk about the Deepdale game because we played 3 at the back. We went behind.
Yeah.
And at half time, Mark Robbins changed it to 4 at the back, and we've stuck with that apart from, I think it was one game, isn't it, guys, which was Sheffield Wednesday in the Cup. We went 3 at the back again. So we swapped formation halfway through this that game, and we've been on a real steady run since then. But we had, am I allowed to say it, Claudio? Ken, am I allowed to say it?
Go on,
The most
say it.
awful ref, the crappiest ref of all season that got demoted from the Premier League and gave a penalty on Carl McFadzine because your player skied it over the bar and he went, well, he missed it. I'll give him a penalty instead. Now, that was not a penalty, was it?
Yeah, no, definitely not a penalty.
See,
yeah.
bloody
There was a decision that he went for you as well. I can't remember what it was now, but I mean, was it an off? Oh, that was the offside, weren't it? I think your first goal was offside. I think. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So it sort of evened itself out, but no, it was never a penalty. I mean, he does. That was Asmajic, who was our main striker, and he was our only striker, I think, at that time, because Keane was injured, as was Reece, and he was our record signing, but he's bench warming at the minute, which quite right because he's nowhere near at the moment Reece and Keane's level of form. So, but he does seem to throw himself about quite a lot in terms of just chucking himself on the floor hoping to get a free kick, especially late on games. So if he comes on and we're winning, you'd expect that from him. Probably getting some boos from the Coventry fans if they remember the home game.
It was Andy Turner, weren't it?
Yeah, is that his name?
Anthony Taylor.
Yeah, Anthony Taylor. Yeah.
Anthony Taylor, that was it. He ain't reffing tomorrow, is he? Is he reffing tomorrow?
Oh, no, I don't think he's reffing.
I'm telling you now, he better not be. And also, I mean, Deepdale, I've been there a couple of times now. And we're going to talk about your ground. We've been talking about grounds. So we're going to talk about your ground. Now, Preston's ground, when they're going to sort the floodlights out? Because every time I've been, I've struggled to see down the far end of the pitch when you're down that end. For your floodlights are all angled wrong. They just don't seem right, do they?
No. They get into your eyes or only there's beams. Yeah, I don't know this, Sean. I can't tell you that. I mean, our roof was leaking. So for pretty much all of last season, so all the fans were getting wet as well. So the match experience can be quite poor. But I mean, I have to wear glasses anyway at nighttime matches because I can't see the other side otherwise. But but it's a good ground other than that. Other than you can tell, they need some repairs and stuff. But it's a good ground otherwise. And it's probably one of the. I know it's all different stands and stuff, but it's one of the old, as it's one of the oldest stadiums in football. So you got.
It's iconic though with the floodlights. It is iconic with the floodlights, isn't it? It does look good, and when you're away from the ground and you see it at night, especially at night with the lights on, it does look nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and especially if you see those drone footage of it as well, that looks really good. And I've seen those satellite images. Yeah. But yeah, I think, like I say, it's a traditional ground. You're gonna hate me this, but not a ball. It's a good little ground, and unique as well because of the faces in the seats and stuff. That's always quite unique. I hope we'd never move. Just keep the tradition and stuff. But you never know with football.
Now you're on about it, your roof was leaking. Our ground's newer than yours, and I've got a leak right above my head that leaks onto my chair. Seriously, the last game it was leaking. I couldn't believe it. I was like this. I was sat like this, dodging the water as it was falling. So we may have a newer ground, mate. Yeah. It needs repairs.
Yeah, and it seems to be a problem with a lot of football clubs in a minute because Man United, I think, are the same thing.
Oh, wow. they leak a lot of goals as well.
Yeah. So that's the week.
Now, we, as you heard, we were talking about some grounds. Have you got a special ground that you've been to that you've walked out onto the concourse and walked out onto the seats and you've gone, wow, this looks amazing?
The new camp, maybe, or I mean, if you want a UK one, I'm going to probably say someone who's quite close to you in Villa Park. So, don't aim for that. I think it's just a great I really like traditional grounds, all traditional grounds, and I think that's really kept his character, but still doesn't look old. Like, for example, Hillsborough. I think that's all ground, but it does look old, and it looks like it just needs to knock it down, sort of thing. I know it's got the tradition, but Villa Park is just great. The way it's set out, the atmosphere you can create. I think it's just a proper good traditional British ground.
Yeah. What about your neighbours, Blackburn?
No, I don't like that ground. Although, actually, having said that, it's my favourite, one of my favourite away days. Because we always beat them, but also B because they give you a great allocation, don't they? Behind the goal and the full stand. You can make a good atmosphere. So that I give them that one. It's a good ground in that sense, but. No, I think ours is better.
Really good. Brilliant. Now listen, Clario's got a quiz for you, and he's got some facts, and then we get some predictions on scores, if you don't mind. And are you coming tomorrow? Because you said you do a lot more away games now, so we're not far from London. So
yeah. I mean, I was going to go on when it was on Saturday, and then I can't do it tomorrow. But yeah, I know I was gutted, but and they don't even put it on I think Coventry have blocked it going on iFollow as well, since it's obviously it can be played if it's on a Friday to a UK audience, but they've actually blocked it, so because they have to give a permission to allow it if it changes fixtures. And anyway, so yes, can't even watch an iFollow. But sorry, what's the question? I've lost train of thought there.
It was just saying if you were coming up, that was all. And we got a quiz for you. We got a quiz for you now. Are you ready, Claudio?
Yeah, before I start the quiz, I've got a comment here from someone, and I've got some stats to go with it. I quickly jotted them down. So, Graham Cockrell said, "Hi everyone. I have a question. So many managers have got fired in this league. Why don't other clubs realise that keeping one manager for a few years, like Mark Robins, is the way to make a club successful? What's your take on the subject? Tomorrow night is the match between the two longest-serving managers in the Championship. Mark Robins 6 years, Ryan Lowe 2 years 77 days. After that, Kieran McKenna 2 years 69 days, Carlos Corberán 1 year 120 days, Michael Carrick 1 year 120 days, Liam Rossignol 1 year 114 days. 7th is David Wagner with 1 year 47 days, and then we go to days. In eighth place is Valerian Ismail, 288 days. Is the 8th longest serving manager, and he's not done a year yet. That's how mad this league is. And I think Graham's right. We've done well by sticking by Mark Robins. It's a really valid point. I don't know what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, you Vicky?
Yeah, no, totally agree. And it was like the Stoke fan was saying last week, wasn't he, that they've had lots of new managers who keep on bringing in new players, and they don't complement each other. So they've just got this squad of random players that all different managers wanted. There's no consistency. So that's part of the problem as well, isn't it? So yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, I think loyalty in football is a big thing, isn't it? And you don't get much of it, unfortunately. But we've certainly been loyal to Mark Robins, and he's been loyal to us as well, to be fair. So, yeah, I mean, long may it continue.
Yeah.
And Jack, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about player transfers, we talk about giving them a pre-season, let them bed in. We've been talking about that specifically, given our turnover. It's the same for a manager. You need to let a manager have at least one transfer window, well, or preferably more. I think managers more so, because they've got to build the team that they want. Whether they'll pick players to bed in. Players should take less time than the manager. So if we're saying for players we need a pre-season and half a season, managers clearly need more, if not double at least, I'd say.
And Joey, what do you reckon about your guy there in charge? I mean, they're good mates, aren't they, old Mark Robins?
Yeah, I mean, Mark Robins is doing a great job, but and I think you've got to look at Forest as a good example, because they kept, as Vicky said, sort of chopping and changing and buying loads of players in the summer. I think every season they kept doing that, and then sacked the manager in a few months. And the only time where they actually got up and promoted was when they actually stuck by Cooper, and then got sacked I think unfairly in the Premier League. But I think that's a good good example of when it, if you're going to do what Stoke do, you've got to
Well,
actually.
Cooper didn't start that season. He was, I think it was Chris Houghton was sacked 8 games in. So Steve didn't have a pre-season, didn't have a transfer window, just did a remarkable job.
Yeah. But and so sorry, that was just wrong information. But yeah, I think like I say, we've done a good job at that. I think 11 years. It's 11 years, and we've only had 4 managers. And to be fair, one of them was sort of a caretaker manager. Really, I mean, I don't know what we were thinking when we give the caretaker manager a full-time job, because he was just a postman only 10 years before. But that's a true story. But yeah, I think I think Grayson was there from 2013 to like 2016, then Neil 2016, 2019, and then 2020, sorry, and then 1 year of Postman Pat, and then since then we've had Low. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I think our board recognised that, and definitely I think build up relationships with the manager, and then they build up relationships with the players, keep the consistency with the players. I think that's one thing we do. We don't sign that many players, and the players have actually a really good rapport between each other, and I think that helps as well. So I think consistency is key.
Yeah, I mean, Robin Fletcher just poured a comment up on here. He said we didn't want Robbins to leave in the first place. So if Robbins hadn't have gone off to do what he had to do, he still probably would have been in charge to this day. I think a lot of it as well, though, is to do with the chairman. We've been lucky with our new chairman, Joey, because he's not a football man. When he bought the club, he wasn't really a football man, and Robbins was sort of running everything anyway. And Doug King has probably sat with him, which is what we understand. Mark Robbins has even said that they sat down together and discussed what the future is. And I think a lot of it is the belief that between the chairman and the manager, isn't it? They've got to trust each other, really, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, I mean, I think Peter Ridsdale gets a lot of criticism from our fans sometimes, but he does have that, he spends so much hours working on this and, talking to the managers and, getting that relationships up. And I think that's, like I said, that's key.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let's do your quiz then, and then we'll get score predictions, and then we give the answers to Guess the Crest and also Spot the Ball, because Joey's here and he might win a prize. Right, are you ready, Claudio?
Yeah, you stick them on and I'll ask the questions.
Okay, off you go.
All right, we'll refer to Preston as P&E. It's easy, isn't it? P&E have played at Deepdale since 1875, making it what?
The oldest continuous playing football ground.
Correct. It is. It's football's oldest ground in continuous use by a league club, which I think is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's the only thing next to that I'd put is the train station, because that platform's amazing at Preston anyway.
Yeah.
Never been.
Question 2. When was the last season P&E played in the top flight?
Oof. It was Tom Finney's last season, which I'm trying to remember. I think it was 1960 to 61 season.
Correct. It was 1960-61. I mean, as a Preston fan, that must be frustrating that you've spent so much time outside the top. I mean, we're frustrated at 23 years, wherever it is. I mean, that's like 3 generations.
Yeah, and getting so close. I mean, we had 4 playoff campaigns between 2000 and 2009, I think it was. So we got so close, but we just bottled it every time, and that's even more frustrating because just getting so close and then just like being dangled the carrot and then you just don't go that's even worse. But yeah, I think Tom Finney epitomised how good Tom Finney was, because as soon as he retires, we've never ever been back.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Not after tomorrow night's result, but
maybe next season.
Question 3. When did P&E win their last major domestic trophy?
Ooh. So we got to the final in 64, but we didn't win it. I think it was 1938 against maybe Huddersfield.
Correct. This is brilliant. Love this.
Should go on mastermind. Should have a specialised subject.
keeping the tabs on the scores here. Keeping a tab. Now listen, you get this one right, you'll be joint top. Right. Okay. So
right,
next one.
4. I think you'll get this. Preston, Wolves, Burnley, Portsmouth, and Sheffield United all share which footballing feat?
Oh,
Preston Wolves, but anyone have a guess? Have a guess, Ken. Ken, have a guess.
I'm gonna say.
I've no idea.
I can't think, but
Oh.
I'm gonna say, because I know we do and Sheffield United do, that we're still in the same ground as we in the Football League as we started off at.
Anybody?
Oh, Burnley's old.
I'm going with Joey with that one. The same ground.
They certainly look low.
I was going to say something about accents, but
They've all won each of the divisions. They've won division. They've won the top. They've won all four. They've been champions of all four divisions.
I had all divisions in my mind, but I was thinking there's teams that have been in all divisions and then winning them. That's probably the difference. Yeah,
it's quite amazing, actually.
Yeah.
And question 5: who is your number 9?
Will Keane. I don't look at numbers. Is Will Keane in it? I'm sure it is.
Well, apparently it's not.
It's not.
Well, I'm surprised. Well,
it's not.
I've got Ched Evans.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah. See, that's probably. He's absurd,
is he still playing? Is he still actually playing?
Yeah, but he's out for a while, so.
All right.
He's in injury. I think he's going to retire after the season, or maybe drop down a few levels because he's not had the best seasons when he were fit. So, but yeah, of course it is. I probably got the 2 easiest ones wrong. So the first 3.
Miles was saying about me coming up with some stats. I mean, our stats against Preston since we've been out of the Premier League actually have been shocking.
Yeah.
We've played you, I think, 16 seasons in the league, basically. So we've played you 31 times. We've had 2 wins, 11 draws, and 18 losses. We've had 1 win in the last 27 league matches. It's just an and you know what? It's not like we've played badly in all the games either. We just can't seem to do it, so to speak.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will change tomorrow night. We feel like if we do it tomorrow night and win, we're going up, is what we're thinking. That's how our logic works.
I can imagine. It's good to be someone else's bogey team rather than.
I mean, I know we beat you in the Johnson's paint. That was 2 goals in a minute, wasn't it? I remember that. We were 2-1 down.
I think we're 2-1 up with like a few minutes to go, and then Steve Simonson just had a bit of a moment.
And we scored 2 in 2 minutes right at the end.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something now. Right, when we went up out of League 2, I think it was at League 1. We played Swindon away, and we hadn't beat Swindon away for like 50 odd years. And I was down near Reading at the time on a course, and I knew we were playing. I thought, sod it, I'm going to swing by Swindon on my way home because we're going to win, and we did. We went on and won it. So let's hope tomorrow night will be the same. But I don't know. Let's get some score predictions. Let's get some score predictions then. And then we'll do the winner of Spot the Ball and everything else. So, Ken, we'll come to you first, mate. Sit there patiently. What do you reckon tomorrow night after those stats that Claudio's just given us?
Yeah, well, I don't tend to take much notice of stats. I'm going for who's on form and who ain't on form. We're certainly on form at home. And I'm going to go take us to win 3-1 tomorrow night.
3-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Jack, come to you with your lovely beanie hat on.
We've scored in 20 consecutive games, so we're going to score. But it sounds like they score as well, and we don't keep clean sheets. So I'm going 2-2.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah. 2-2. Yeah. Vicky?
Yeah, Jack's right, isn't he? There's goals in this game, definitely, by the sounds of it. It sounds as well that Keane's due a goal, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Coventry.
Okay. Claudio?
Oh, I normally get splinters, don't I? Yeah. Look, the look's got to change, surely. For once, we're going to keep a clean sheet. And I think we're going to sneak a 1-0.
4-0.
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah, 1-0 and a really difficult game. One of those games where we could lose it quite easily. there's bound to be some sort of controversy, isn't there? 1-0.
Okay.
Just go for 1-0. It all depends what
Okay.
team it gets, of course.
Well, you're going to hate me. I think we're going to lose 1-0.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
What, we're going to fail to score?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. We can't just go all season. We're just losing one home game. I just don't like it. I don't like the stats. I really don't like the stats. I hate the stats. They're awful. Joey?
Yeah, I think it's each with them stats. I was probably leaning to Coventry, and I knew you had a bad record, but I thought that was just a Deepdale. We've never won a Deepdale, but I'm going to be on the fence and say 1-1. You know, I think Ellis Sims will carry on scoring. I think our man Reese will. I think they're both in a bit of form at the minute. So, yeah, I think them two will score 1-1. That's what I'm saying.
Brilliant. Right, okie dokie. Well, everyone's going to slate me for my prediction, but, you know, that's how it goes.
Andy Davis is the referee tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, is he? What's he done then? How many yellows, reds?
I think he's refed us on 2 occasions already this season, and they both were victories.
Oh.
Well, okay, I'm changing my score. I'm going 5-0.
Just to play devil's advocate there, we had Anthony Taylor at Deepdale this season, and the only time we've ever won at Deepdale was the League Cup 10 years ago, and Anthony Taylor was the ref that day as well. So the signs were for us then, and we still lost.
Okay, I'm sticking with 1-0. Sticking with it. Right, okay, let's get the results then. Spot the ball. Here we go. Where's the ball? You all had a guess. Jack, you said number 10. Claudia said 12. Ken said 21. Vicky said 7. And Joey said 12 as well. And we've got all the guesses coming in. And the answer is number 12.
Wow.
Oh, right. How many have got number 12? Claudio.
Andy's got 12.
Does that mean Claudio and Joey have got to have a tie-break one?
Andy and Joey. Joey, the Preston fan, and Andy. 2.
Andy got 12. Anyone else?
I think I can only see 2. I've got 2 written down. That's all. That's unless anybody can correct me, I can only see 2.
I did as well, but I don't need a mug.
Does Joey want a mug?
Let's quickly go through the comments. 12. 12. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. Andy and Joey.
Wow.
Right. Okay. Right. Well,
it's a tie break.
Hold on then. Shall we do a spin the wheel? Ask Joey a question while I get me spin the wheel up. Ask him a question quickly, if you don't mind, Joey.
What do you expect of this season, realistically? Do you think you can get into the playoff spots?
I mean, I think now we found our, sort of key player. I think one of the best players we're probably likely to add for the last, I suppose, maybe even generation. That's positive, and I think the partnership he's forming this is Mads, by the way. Partnership he's forming with Keane and Reese is, I think, quite probably frightening for other teams, and we're actually now starting to get a lot of shot on target, which at one point in the season we weren't doing. We were almost like I think we were a lower team in the XG, although I don't really believe in that anyway. So I think that's positive. But like I say, I think in January we could have probably actually made a few intense signings, but I think at that point we were so far away, and I think realistically I don't think anybody expected to be in the playoff hunt. So I think that lack of foresight, I think, is probably going to cost us because we really needed a right wing back and probably even a left wing back and maybe even a centre back and a good backup keeper, because our backup keeper played against Leeds and it looked like he just won a competition to play because he was just fumbling around. But so I think that'll let us down. So I don't think we'll make them, but I'd like to think we at least try and push for it and be within it within the last few games, because otherwise it's going to be a bit of another nondescript season for us, and it can be a bit boring when everyone else is trying to either go up or stay up and you're just in the middle doing nothing.
Yeah, I was thinking
listen,
I'm sorry, Miles.
Go
I
on.
was thinking about that earlier today. That if it wasn't for the playoffs, the season's almost over for everybody apart from the 3 or 4 teams at the bottom and the 4 teams in the top 4 places. It'd be rubbish, wouldn't it? Because there's no way we'd probably catch anybody in the top 4. And that's it. You're just playing for a bit of pride, aren't you? It's so much better now. I mean, I know it can be a bit crap if you finish 3rd and don't make it, but it's much more exciting, isn't it? It takes it virtually to the last day every season. Much better. Much
I think
better.
I read somewhere the other day that Walsall are in either League 1 or 2, I can't remember. They're in 14th or 15th position, but they're only 3 points off the playoffs, or 3 points off like 4th position or something. It's crazy how tight the league is. So it makes it exciting, doesn't it?
Definitely does. Listen, Catty Cadzer says he got number 12. Well, no, you didn't actually, because you said 12, 7, and 17. And there was only one ball tonight. So, no, you don't get it. So tough. Right. Okay. So, here's spin the wheel up. Here we are. Spin the wheel. There you go. Are you ready? So, we've got Joey and Cov Andy on it.
Spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel. Who's going to be the winner? Ooh. And the winner is Cov Andy. Oh, Jerry. I was hoping you were going to win. I was hoping you were going to win that. Preston fan and mug, it would have been great.
Yeah. I would have donated to Cov Andy anyway. I wanted excitement.
Well done, Cov Andy. Brilliant stuff. So there you go. It's all fairly done, you see. Spin the wheel. Right. And before you go then, Joey, here we go. Guess the crest. So you said you got 2 right. Claudia said you got 2. Ken said 2. Vicky said 2. And Jack said 3. Okay. So let's go with Jack. Name your 3.
I think Cardiff City, West Bromwich Albion are the easier 2, I'd like to think. I wanted to have a stab at Brentford because I can see bees on the globe and their badge, but I don't know.
Okay. Claudio, what did you have?
I'm going Everton, West Brom, and Manchester City because that's the ship canal. And the bees on the globe is something to do with Manchester. It's a symbol of Manchester, something.
Ken?
Yeah, I was going to go Everton, West Brom. It could be Man City, the old Man City badge. Yeah, could well be.
Okay.
Thinking about
Vicky?
That's interesting because I was with Jack. I thought that first one was Cardiff. So I was going Cardiff, West Brom. No idea on the third one.
Okay. And Joey?
Yeah, I think I got Cardiff as well. Cardiff, West Brom. And I'd punt at Exeter.
Oh. Okay. So the winner, you all got 2 right. All right. So you all got 2 right. No one got the 3 right. Are you ready?
So was it Cardiff or Everton?
Cardiff.
It was Cardiff.
West Brom.
Cardiff.
So there's your date. So 2008, 2012 was Cardiff. West Brom was 1973, the year I was born, the best year ever. And Man City had that badge in 1926 and in 1976 to 81. There you go.
Wow.
Well done. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. Good guesses. I think most you've all got right this season so far. So well done. Very good indeed. Listen, Joey, thank you so much. We've kept you a little bit longer, but thank you for coming on, mate. Thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Great. Thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. And listen, good luck for the rest of the season. Let's hope we break the voodoo tomorrow night.
Hopefully we can keep being the bogey team here.
You take care, mate. Take care.
You too. Like,
Cheers,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ta-ra. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's get some comments in before we finish then, because we've gone slightly over and I need to practice some DJing tonight.
This is from We'll Live and Die in These Towns. After how he's described their attack, I'm worried that we'll be overrun in midfield. A game that we really could do with having both Sheaf and Torp available. But both, for obvious reasons, are currently out injured. Assassins Unite.
Claudio, 2 secs. I was going to say, Mark Robbins, did anyone listen to his interview today?
I read it after it happened. I didn't listen.
Okay, listen to it, right? Because he says the players have been in who are injured and they're not far away. So who's injured? Torp, Allen, Sheaf. So what does that say? That's what I heard. I don't know if anyone else heard that, but that's definitely what I heard. There you go. Sorry, Claudia, carry on.
Assassins Unite, proper ground. Always love the history to it. The stands named after former great players is a great touch.
And you need oxygen to get to the top, don't you, Miles?
I did, didn't I, Vic?
Oh, that was tough going, that was.
They're like that. They're like that.
Comment from Dave Granigan. Definitely need to stick with the manager for at least 1.5 seasons to let them shape the team, if not working. But then it never will. I mean, going on tomorrow night, what are our ideas on formation and who's going to pick? I mean, any clues? What do you think? It's got to the point now where I can't even second guess it anymore because you just never know what he's going to pick.
I think he'll go strong tomorrow night. I think, and then he'll probably play maybe Godden and maybe like someone like for the Middlesbrough game. He'll probably play Godden and Kelly probably for the Middlesbrough game. But don't go too weak. That's what I think.
I feel like Torp won't play tomorrow, and I don't think they'll risk him against Maidstone. So I think he'll be out until West Brom. I can see the usual back four. I think he'll stick with Wilson. I think Latter-Bodier and Eccles in midfield. O'Hare to keep his place, and then is Sakamoto available? If not, do you put Sims wide? Do you put Palmer wide? Do you put Wright wide? It's anyone's guess. I think Sims will probably start up top, but then it's if Sakamoto is available, he should play, and then it's Wright or Palmer. Take your pick.
I don't know what you think, Vic. What do you think?
That's pretty much what I was going to say. Actually, that's what I mean. I think Claudia's right. It's always it's likely that he might throw a bit of a curveball out, and with all the guests, don't get it completely wrong. But I was going to suggest that Latty and Eccles in the midfield probably is the way he'll go. I just would be really surprised if he risks Torp. If he's got this little tear in his calf, it just seems that you'd want to rest him and make sure that he's fit for the rest of the season. And yeah, hopefully Sakamoto's better, and then that. I mean, actually, that's a decent team, isn't it? That's not, other than a bit weaker in midfield than we would hope for. That's not far off our sort of main team, really, is it?
I mean, the thing is with Sakamoto, if he's been poorly and you're out because you're ill, when you come back into training, it can still take a toll on you. So maybe he might not start Sakamoto, but I think he'll start Bidwell tomorrow. I think it's more of a solid choice to especially against Preston. I think he'll start Bidwell. I think he'll start. I'd like to see Ben Wilson start. I prefer Ben Wilson over Collins. I have done since I've seen Collins in pre-season, although Collins has done a fantastic job. So, they're both very much as good as each other. They've both got their flaws and they've both got their pros. So, one's better at distribution, one's better at shot stopping, one's better at catching, one's better at parrying the ball away. So they've all got their own pros and cons. But I think I prefer Wilson, and I'll probably see maybe he'll play De Silva in front of Bidwell, because when we interviewed Bidwell the other night, I asked the question why Robbins had started putting De Silva out on the left. Because does it balance it up like the right-hand side with Milan and Sakamoto? And he said, well, you've got the pace of Wright when he's partnering Wright. But the thing is, when you've got De Silva, if Bidwell gets forward, Jake goes forward, De Silva drops back. So it can work either way. And do you play right down the middle tomorrow night and swamp out the midfield? Maybe. I believe that Latibodier and it will be Eccles. I do believe that. But I haven't got Fanub right for about the last 5 games. Robin's swerve ball, so you know.
Maybe just watches everyone do it on FanHub and just changes it to wind everyone up.
Yeah, I reckon so you don't get a free beer or whatever it is you get. So
I mean,
Ken, yeah, go on, Claudia.
Bobby Collins, Collins in goal. As I think he's top of the charts for shot stopping in the championship, 80% up until last weekend. He's up there. It's probably because there's little things that frustrate us about him. You know, he looks probably too cool at times and taking it a bit easy, I think. But his distribution I think, is pretty good. I mean, I'd take either or. I think the key tomorrow is defensively, we've got to get that right. The way he was talking about his forward line at the minute, we have to get our defence right. We've got to deal with crosses a lot better than what we have been doing. Mainly stopping the ball going into the box in the first place would help. Because we are conceding too many goals. It's great that we score goals, but at some point, like the start of the season, we weren't scoring goals and we're getting punished, weren't we? In games where we should have got results from. So we've got to be careful. I mean, currently, I'm a happy sky blue. I don't know about you there.
Definitely.
I love it. I love going up there. I love watching the team. They can frustrate me, but at the minute, it's the best I can remember for a long, long time. So I think we just got to embrace it, haven't we, at the minute? And if we do not get the result we want tomorrow, it's not the end of the world because we're all in touching distance.
Well, it could be twists and turns out, weren't there? There'll be twists and turns out. Whatever happens this weekend, it's not done and dusted.
No, it ain't over yet. Ken, would you start Kitchen over Binks, or would you stick with Binks and Bobby?
No, I'll bring Kitchen back for this game. Kitchen and Bobby, I think I would. And I think he'll play Binks on Monday. That's what I think he'll do. And I'll keep Ben Wilson in the cell being because he did all right. He got a clean sheet, didn't he? So can't argue with him.
No. And what about Liam Kelly in the middle? Would you start Liam or not?
No, I think he'll start Liam Kelly against Maidstone, I think, along with Godden. I think them two will play against Maidstone, I guess. So we'll make it slightly weaker, but of course he'll add a few others around him, so it shouldn't be too weak. We should be whatever team we put them out against them, we should beat them, shouldn't we? Really, on paper.
Well, you should do. Should do. Right, quick few more questions then, quickly. Comments, and then we've got to wrap it up because we're nearly there at the time.
Scott Brown Sword 1-1. I'm going for tomorrow as long as we don't lose. Think we're still in the running. Alison Berry 3-1. Sky Blue Army. Assassins Unite. Super Ben Wilson goal. He's magic, you know. Dave Granigan 4 at the back. Wilson, Bobby Kitchen, Bidwell, MVE, Eccles, Latty, Tats O'Hare, Wright, Sims.
That's the team I'd go for. Totally agree, David.
And a couple more. No, that's it. Miles?
Yeah,
we've got a 4-1 Robin Fletcher, and I think this is Mark Harrington at New Miles for predicting a defeat at Taxi for Miles. And you've also got, even your relatives are having a go at you now, Sack Miles.
Someone's following us from Ireland.
Oh,
there you
I'll
go.
go on. Let you have a go at that one.
I can't get on a minibus from there. Sorry.
Ella Nick. I can't. Vicky, have a go. You'll get it.
Get it back up again.
I can't. I've got the wrong glasses on. I can't read that.
Ella. Hello, Ella. Sorry, we're struggling. Really sorry. But hello, Ella from Ireland. It's good to have some people listening.
And one more. This is Wayne van der Muur. He's listening from South Africa.
Oh, hello. And
he's on about Mark Robbins. We need a name. We need to name a stand after him to show gratitude. Of course, we could if it was our ground. It's the problem, isn't it?
That's the problem.
I've got to say thanks for all these international listeners. We have quite a few, which is great, actually.
I saw that Ian was on, obviously from France, and he said he was flying over for the game tomorrow. So safe journey, Ian.
Wow.
Oh, good evening, Ian. Yes, come and see us in Dillon's. I'm in there tomorrow night. Come and say hello if you're there early enough. And by the way, our international listeners, if you do want to come on the show, we've had people from Australia, we've had people from Germany, Italy, we've had Ronald from Uganda. If you want to come on, emails going across the bottom, give us a shout or get in touch with us on Twitter and Facebook. And if everyone's really enjoying the show and you want to support us, you can buy us a coffee on the link in the description. Please buy us a coffee. We'd really appreciate it. And if anyone wants to sponsor the channel for next season, get in touch. We are looking for new sponsors. We've got 2 packages up for grabs. Get in touch with us either via email, via Facebook, on Messenger, or via X or Twitter. There you go. Have you all had a good night, everyone?
Yes.
Nice.
Good.
Been good. Been good conversation, everyone. Absolutely fantastic. Jack, thank you so much for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
No worries.
And,
Thanks for having me.
And whenever you want to come on again, give us a shout. We'll get you on again, all right?
Brilliant. Thank you.
Excellent. And now you can take all the stuff out the wardrobe and from underneath your rug.
Sounds like more
Good lad. Claudio, you enjoyed it?
Oh, yes, always.
Brilliant.
Good fun.
Nicky?
Yeah, always. Once you let me in.
I didn't see. I'm really sorry. Honestly, hand on my heart, I am really sorry. But we got you here anyway. And Ken, well done, mate. Enjoyed it, mate?
Yeah. As always, I'll be back on Sunday.
Yeah.
With a review of the game, obviously, and a preview of the Maidstone game.
A Maidstone fan as well.
Yeah, Maidstone fan as well.
Maidstone fan coming on. And you've got Guess the Ground, haven't you?
Yes, Guess the Ground competition, win yourself a mug. So that'd be interesting.
And Guess the Gate again.
And Guess the Gate, of course, again, which tickets are going very well, apparently, for the Maidstone game. So that should be, close to a full house. Maybe not quite, but it'll be close.
Good.
Brilliant. Now, listen, if anyone's down at Dillon's tomorrow, come and say hello and I'll play you a request if you've got a request. So I'm filling in for Smithy. So I'll see you down there tomorrow and Monday as well.
I've been on the podcast already with the Maidstone fan, and I told them they're going to get battered. So, so let's see how it goes on Sunday.
See what happens.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming on tonight. It's been a fantastic show. Stay where you are. We'll have a quick chat after just to say thank you and everything. But thanks again. And good luck to the mighty Sky Blues tomorrow. We hope we get the 3 points. We need the 3 points. And I know that the players are up for it because Josh and Jake were well up for it on Tuesday night. So thank you very much. A big play up, Sky Blues.
Play up, Sky Blues.
And can I see you on Sunday? Take care and enjoy the new outro.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.